Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday. We have another show dedicated to hot topics. And yes, we love our hot topics here, but we do have some guests coming down the pipeline. It's just we have so much to discuss, so much going on in the news. And so we want to give our perspectives on everything. But I want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com, where you can get your merch. If you rather watch us, go to our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts. Now, today is World Mental Health Day. So make sure you're doing what you have to do for your mental health. You know, I've been in therapy since like 2017. It's been life-changing for me. So do what you have to do. Check on your friends. Check on that strong friend. We always hear that online, but definitely do what you need to do for yourself. Also, it's Indigenous People Day, formerly known as Columbus Day. And so they fought hard to have that title change and to put it back on them. And so shout out to everyone out there celebrating this national holiday. All right. So everybody, the gang is back. Lynia has been on vacation. How was your trip?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was needed. This was the relaxed vacation with the mister. No pressure, a lot of eating. We drank, but it wasn't crazy. But we really relaxed. And we had a good time. But I am going back to Jamaica for a girls' trip Halloween weekend.
Okay.
I don't know if them heifers trying to turn up or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we go. But that will be the last trip, for the end of the year for me.
Yeah.
I'm good after this. I got some stuff I need to do as, one Chike Evans reminded me today before I, almost cuss somebody out. But
Well, welcome back. Welcome back. I was in Cabo. I left last Wednesday and got back last night. Had an amazing time. Celebrating my homeboy's birthday. And so we did some snorkeling. We did ATVs. And then we did the yacht ride. That was probably the highlight, the yacht ride. Good eating. They had they call it tequila tasting. I'm not a big tequila drinker, but tequila tasting, which gives you really a half of a shot. But one place they gave you like several little half a shots, different types of tequila. But they also did a tour of how tequila is made and the history behind it, which I had no clue. It was just a great, beautiful place, Mexico. Especially the resort. I wouldn't say I didn't notice that there is, I know I've heard of colorism within the Hispanic community, and Mexican communities, but you kind of saw it on the resort too. If you're waiting to be served and they're going to all of the Caucasian people and you're just waiting there. And it was one night we were because they always had something going on at night on the resort. And there was this couple there and they were just waiting. I was watching them just wait. And I had to say something. I said, they've been waiting forever. You gonna hook them up? Oh, but they're so busy trying to please, our Caucasian people. And so, and I had that experience for myself. And, I'm like, no. And, so anyway, but overall it was a great trip. And, I'm so glad to have gone and glad to be back.
I have a question for you, Stephen. I have a question for you. Now, if you've gone through that, right? Did you not say anything or did you say something? Because we went through something in Jamaica.
Oh, I said something.
And our conversation was, do we say something? I said, what happens with us is we never like to say anything. We just be like, we're not going to deal with it anymore. I went into Karen, let me talk to your manager mode. And I said to my dude, I said, do you want me to do this or do you want to do this? You can handle it. Man, look here. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you was going to say all that back. Yeah, right. You did well. And we ended up getting some money back. Yes, I did. It was like it was a whole situation because we did an excursion. We did Dunn's River, which was amazing, and we did ATVs. But our driver, oh, no. I went back telling like a canary. Mm-mm. No.
No, I definitely spoke up, and I've learned these days, and I think you have to know when not to. But I really felt, I was like, I know you see us standing here. That one couple, I know you saw them standing there. They've been standing forever. And so, the manager came out, and he's the one that said something. He said, well, we're just trying to do it the right way. Well, the right way is not always the right way. You know what I mean? And but he did hook us up, eventually once it was time. But it was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Because I think the sitting back and not saying anything it doesn't help anything. Now, if you're cussing them out and all that stuff, I wasn't doing all that. But pointing out, I see you. And I know you see me. I'm 6'4". Yep. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I had a great trip. But our question of the day is, what is your dream job? I'll start with you, Lynia, as we're talking.
Oh no, just not working in the capacity that I am working for somebody else to constantly and consistently make them rich and be able to go and do whatever they want to do while their bank account keeps getting fatter, and mine is just what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Chike?
Hey, I'm halfway in it, so I have no complaints. I'm halfway in it, right here. See this? Right here.
What about you, Nayyir?
That's a really good question, man. But do people really dream of like a job? I don't have a job in mind, right. But I'm constantly fetishizing freedom and however I can get paid to maintain that or continue to get more of that. And just being free and figuring out how to monetize that, which is what all these gurus do. They're in essence, they have freedom and they're showing how they got it, I guess. I think that's something along that where I'm sharing, teaching, inspiring. But again, I ain't trying to be a 70-year-old, 80-year-old busy man. I just want to be free, to be really, really honest, and whatever it takes to maintain that. That's my dream thing.
Absolutely. I think if you asked me that question maybe 20 years ago, it would be a different answer than what it would be now. Understanding corporate America, understanding, like you said, having freedom with not only your wealth, but your peace of mind and how you're spending your time. So I guess that entrepreneurial spirit, but also to the point where you're not always chasing money. You get to the point you're not chasing money and you're enjoying your life. You know what I mean? But tweet us at home and let us know, what is your dream job? All right, hot topics. Kanye West continues to make headlines. This time after being banned from Twitter and Instagram, reportedly after anti-Semitic comments. Now, he was just spotted with a mystery woman in what sources close to the rapper are calling a mental break. Ye received the ban on Saturday evening after the 45-year-old Donda rapper attacked Jewish people in a string of posts. I'm going down DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, Kanye tweets. And then, of course, he's banned by social media. He says, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. One of the posts read, the funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because Black people are actually Jews. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. Twitter also removed the tweet and replaced it with the automatic message stating this tweet violates Twitter rules. He was similarly banned on Instagram again on Saturday for the second time this year, with the social media app restricting his account following several anti-Semitic posts. Look at Mark. How are you going to kick me off Instagram? Used to be my N-word. Ye captioned a throwback photo of him appearing to sing karaoke at the Met with the Meta CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. Kanye went on to tweet, who you think created cancel culture? Now, Elon Musk, he later on, he did take over Twitter. He later on pretty much granted him his rights back on Twitter and tweeted, welcome back. Welcome back to Twitter, my friend. So, he's been in the news a lot lately. Last week we talked about him wearing the White Lives Matter shirt, having that at his fashion show. And Diddy at the time kind of defended him, saying that he's a free thinker. But after backlash, he went on live and said, pro-Black. And of course, he says, yes, all lives do matter, but we created that term. It's for us. And, he kind of changed his what he was saying in defense of Kanye. And he said that he doesn't stand with Kanye in this, but that's still his boy. Nayyir, I'll get with you. What is going on with Kanye? It seems like every day it's something different. Like he even attacked Lizzo, saying that the media is praising her for being unhealthy. Maybe he was on Fox News, doing an interview. And, Lizzo, they said that she kind of clapped back at one of her performances, and she just had a shirt that said, "My body, my choice." And, she made her comments, but she never addressed him, but people just assume it's, all related. What's going on? And a lot of people, one thing, sorry. People are saying that Charmaine the God said that he seeks white praise when he's, under fire by the Black community, but then he's a Black man and he has Black children when it benefits him. What are your thoughts on what's going on with Kanye?
I think my thoughts are kind of the same as everyone else's, but then I have another whole set of thoughts that are mine. But I'm not on that man's wavelength. I really do believe that he is a genius. I really, really do believe that. And that's not excusing anything. I'm adding that to the mix. So that means to me, I know that I'm not on that wavelength of Kanye West financially, or even maybe intellect wise, but that thing that geniuses have, they all have the same symptoms and disorders, the same social disorders, usually the same mental fixings. They're all pretty wild. Some of them are just more visible. Some of that stuff is more visible. And with him, what it seems is that he just embraces that and moves. He doesn't really care that it's visible. I think he does use some of it to his advantage, some to disadvantage. He doesn't care about all the conventions that most celebrities do, which are making sure you say the right thing. That's not a Kanye West thing. So I don't expect that to be something that's alarming when he doesn't say the right thing. And it's just so we could go on and on. I'm gonna let Chike and El Boogie get in on this, but I'm more interested in what he's doing that's helping people. If his impact is far greater and deeper than the headlines and the antics, that's what I'm more interested in with someone like Kanye West specifically. I'm not here to judge him. I like a lot of things that he does. I like a lot of things about him. And then there's some things that I'm just not on the same wavelength on. And that's just what it is for me.
Yeah. Chike, what are your thoughts on all this?
So I knew that this was going to be on the menu today. So over the weekend, I took the time to try an attempt to watch that interview with that reporter person from Fox.
Carlson.
I don't say his name.
I don't blame
One, I think that Kanye, I agree with Nayyir. I think that there are aspects to him that are brilliant. But I think that this is a man who has been reeling in mourning for years. From the time of his mother, then Virgil, his marriage, now his kids. Unlike Nayyir a little bit, I'm going to say that I do place judgment a little bit. I am being judgy. And my judgment is that I find Kanye West to be irresponsible with his Blackness. I think that as you get a platform like his and you happen to be a person of color, it is a responsibility to be a forthright citizen and to do the right things as it relates to your people first. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's being irresponsible, like others have been irresponsible, i.e. your R. Kelly's, i.e. your Bill Cosby's, i.e. So on and so forth. I don't think that he can blame anyone else but himself if this takes him down the road of being canceled if it gets to that.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%.
That's all I have to say.
You know, it's interesting. When we were on the trip, we were talking about Kanye West, and you know, a few of the people had on were wearing Yeezys. They had them on, and they said that someone said we need to cancel Kanye. And they said, well, I'm not gonna stop wearing these shoes. They cost too much, but I won't buy any new ones. And I saw, you know, Boosie spoke out against Kanye wearing the White Lives Matter shirt, and you know, Kanye you know, countered that. And I saw Boosie, he actually was burning his Yeezys. Boosie's son was burning his Yeezys. You know, obviously Kanye personally attacked his father. But Lynia, what are your thoughts on what's going on with Kanye?
Oh, I'm absolutely judging. Absolutely, positively judging. We as a community have this thing about putting our celebrities on some form of pedestal or whatever. We hold them to a standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what makes him a genius. I'm just being honest. I don't know how he got that. I don't know how he got that title. But I will say this, you know, I ain't never listened to a Boosie song a day in my life, but I listened to this interview.
Yeah.
And for me to listen to this interview of this man who, you know, you know, he don't mind smoking weed with his kids, and I agree with him. I was like, damn, wait a minute, let me hold on. Boosie said something that made sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes you might not like the messenger, but they're giving you a message, right? And I just don't understand. Damn free thinking, because it's not free thinking. It's not. It's under the guise of free thinking. It's not free thinking, because what you're doing is you are confusing people in regards to the movement and the organization.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Black Lives Matter the organization has going on,
Right.
but Black Lives Matter, the movement, is something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're doing is you are helping the other forces to just rip into it, and you're putting those two together. I don't know what them chicks did, but it has nothing to do with the fact that while we say Black Lives Matter, we don't have to say White Lives Matter, because it's obvious that they matter on a day-to-day basis, consistently, constantly, across the board. We know that. We get to see it in live in color. And I just don't understand. You know, it's amazing. He will disrespect the heck out of a Black woman. He disrespected the chick from Vogue, the fashion editorial editor. And it had people coming for this woman. And it was her job to come and critique your show. That was her job.
Yeah.
Had people coming after her, threatening her life. Then you talk about Lizzo. Lizzo had her show in Toronto, and Lizzo said, I don't understand why people in America got my effing name in they effing mouths when I just be minding my big, fat, Black, beautiful business.
Yeah.
Because she do. Let me tell you something. Lizzo can run circles around me, child. I can't even get up a flight of steps without breathing all heavy. She can play a flute, she can dance, she can twerk, she can do these concerts back to back. She in better shape than me. Yeah. She vegan. I don't think you knew that. She vegan. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand the attack, but soon as he say something about them other people, oh, hell is breaking loose. It's breaking loose now, but it's okay. He talk about us. And yes, he does utilize him being Black at times when it comes to, oh, they keeping the black man from his black kids and all this other nonsense. He definitely does that. I'm over it. I'm over him. And this, I don't buy Yeezys no way. They ugly. I don't buy them. I ain't never supporting, so whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting because you notice, I agree with you when it comes to the movement versus the organization, and that he went on Fox News, who would listen to that foolishness, you know what I mean? And then he was praising Trump, saying the only thing he ever wanted to do was to make this country great and all this. Anyway, yeah. All right, well, let's switch subjects. So one thing about Beyonce, she can definitely cause an uproar, but her most recent album has been ruffling more feathers than she probably anticipated. Now, while the Beehive still has renaissance on replay, 90s music duo Right Said Fred is calling Beyonce out for allegedly sampling one of their songs without permission. The brothers born Fred and Richard Fairbrass spoke to The Sun and called Bey arrogant for sampling their 1992 single, I'm Too Sexy, on her track, Alien Superstar. Normally, the artist approaches us, but Beyonce didn't because she is such an arrogant person. She just had probably thought, come get me. So we heard about it after the fact when you did. But everyone else, Drake, Taylor Swift, they came to us. The 90s hit has been sampled by many big artists, including Drake, who used the track on his 2021 song, Way Too Sexy. To use their melody, they need our permission. So they send us the demo and we approve it. And if so, we get co-write credit. With this Beyonce thing, there are 22 writers. It's ridiculous. So we couldn't get our 40 pounds. The duo explained the small cut of profit, saying, the reason this is happening, we think, is because there is so little money now in the actual salespeople like friends, golfing partners, engineers, bookers, and the guy who brings the Coke, they all want to cut. Additionally, the British pair told The Sun they believe that they are powerless compared to Beyonce and Jay-Z, who are worth a combined $1.5 billion. So they're upset because she didn't come to them to ask for permission to use their song and her song, Alien Superstar. I'll start with you, Chike. Do you think, what do you think about them? Do you think Beyonce, knowing who she is, she's too arrogant to follow the correct channels to sample their music?
So, and I'm going to ask for Nayyir for backup on this one to help me out, because I do believe he has more knowledge than me in this case. But from what I know, it is my belief, because this is not just this project. This has been going on with Miss Beyonce since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Toni Braxton herself has even called her out on this stuff. So what I'm believing is happening is, first of all, Beehive, I think that Beyonce is a wonderful human being. I think that she's an awesome artist. I think that she is a mega talent on the level of some of our icons that ever did it in the industry. With that being said, I don't think Beyonce is an artist that actually pens to paper, writes her own material. I think that Beyonce has a team of people that procure her art for her. And when they procure the art for her, it's done under the name of Beyonce. So when it comes to her, it's part of her production. So therefore she owns it because she acquired it. She doesn't necessarily know that where they get their samples from. She doesn't know that part of the business. She just knows this sounds hot. I like these 5 that you picked. I like them. And they could be samples from other places. And she has no idea, because do you really picture Beyonce to know who Right Said Fred was? And I'm not disrespecting her, but that's beyond her years. That's like an undercut. Like, people that know music know Right Said Fred. I'm sure that Beyonce didn't walk in the room and say, oh, I want that Right Said Fred beat. I'm sure she had procure people that went and got that for her.
Nah, Chike, that record is our time. That record was huge in our time. Me, you, and Steven, and the El Boogie's time. That record was huge.
Yeah, but she's younger than us, ain't she?
No, she about our age. She about our age. Beyonce about our age.
Okay.
She just turned 40.
Yeah. I remember that record, but that's still it doesn't support your. It doesn't take away from your point though. Your point is I still am with you on what you're saying though. But no, that record was out. I remember that record.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing right there, Stephen. I don't think that she's consciously saying or doing the misdeed. I think that she has a team that's actually procuring her music for her, and she's pulling it in, and they're saying that she wrote it because she procured it, but it's not like she actually sat down and composed it herself and mentally made a note, oh, I'm going to take this.
Mm-hmm. Well, she stays in a lawsuit for copying something, but
and she stays silent on it. She stays silent. You don't ever hear her argue back.
You don't. Her team needs to do more research when they create this stuff. Nayyir, what do you think?
Well, let me say this before you go to Nayyir. What difference does it make if the juice is worth the squeeze?
Mm-hmm. It's true. Go ahead, Nayyir.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. That's why I was saying it doesn't take away from your point. I think she's a business. She's an institution. So it seems like from without hearing anything from her or the team, it seems like it's a team management issue that whoever's vetting, whoever's on that part of her team handling that side of things, it seems like their process might need revamping, because this has been happening for a long time with Beyonce out of her camp. And if it wasn't this, it'd be something else. But I think it's just a team management issue. Whoever is responsible for the samples, the clearances, the authentication of the works, I think that's really where the issue is. I don't think it's her intent. I don't know her. I don't think she's arrogant, but and I don't know if Right Said Fred know her to call her arrogant. They have to know the Beyonce machine is not her literally going out picking beats individually all the time, saying I want this and I don't care who it hurts. They gotta know it's bigger than her. They have to know that. So unfortunately, it does happen. And just like she rectified the situation with the last call out on the last album, she rectified it pretty quick.
Yeah, with Milkshake
with Khalees. Yeah. Khalees had the same argument. I just think her team needs a better, and she probably needs to talk with her team as well, consult with them and figure out how they're going to move forward so they can get out of the news with this particular thing. Because this does weigh down on your credibility over time.
Yeah. Lynia, what are your thoughts on this?
I haven't even heard the album. So, I mean, to the point of Nayyir and Chike, because she is, I'm going to use Boosie's word, she's a conglomerate. And she's not like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna use. No, those people vet for her. They're supposed to vet for her.
Yeah.
And they go out and I think that sometimes you have some people who become lazy and not really do their due diligence, and then it becomes a problem. And it's been going on for a long time. So if you've had the same people in your camp for this amount of time, then you might want to make some adjustments to find the people that are really going to do what they need to do to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because once you bring it to her, she's ready to do whatever she needs to do. It's not, I had to remember who Right Said Fred was real quick.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I know who it is now, but you know what I mean. It's just sometimes when those things come along, you're not really thinking. But then there was a discussion Jay and I had just had about how it seemed like she kind of stole a Marie sound in the beginning, and that's why
say that.
That was a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah. Don't know. A lot of people said about the Marie. I think that Right Said Fred, he probably meant when he referenced Beyonce being arrogant, he probably means that whole machine, is arrogant in the fact that they don't follow the proper channels when sampling this music. But I agree. I don't think Beyonce is actually saying, I want this sample. Let's do what we gotta do to get it. You know what I mean? So Well, we'll take a quick break. We come back more on the Nia Long. We're gonna find out who the mystery woman is that her fiance was cheating with, excuse me. And then Coachella is suing the Afrochella. Find out more about that right back after this.